Welcome. My name is Michael Mastro. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Vastu Creations. Today, we're going to look at the chart for singer, songwriter, actor Usher, who recently performed at the mid section of the Super Bowl. So if you look to the eastern horizon when he was born using Vedic sidereal zodiac, you would see the constellation associated with Leo rising at 11 degrees. First, we're going to see how the planets are operating in his chart, and then we'll look at events and when the planets were operating, and then we'll talk about possible remedies. So first, looking at Sun. Sun it rules the chart, and it is placed in the second house, and it's more than 25 degrees, so said to be in old age, having a little bit of trouble protecting its own significations. It connects his life purpose through healing, through singing songs. And because it's a little bit weak, his dad was pretty absent during most of his life, had some drug problems. And then Sun is also the prime health indicator in the chart. Any multiconal sign in the first house or the sixth would be the main indicator. So any issues that will come up have to do with Sun has to do with autoimmune type issues, and he does have herpes. Then we have challenging infant moon. So moon is ruling the 12th house. Any multiconal sign that rules the 6th, 8th, or the 12th, the ruler of that sign can cause some challenges. So we have the fourth sign of Cancer in the 12th house, ruled by the moon. And so the moon is sitting in the 8th house. And moon, the 12th house has to do with separating from who you are to take on different roles in being a husband, a father, and a singer, songwriter in his case. And it also has to do with immunity, and so herpes and things like he's involved in lawsuits concerning he may have given herpes to some of his partners, all had tied in with the moon. Then we have Mars. Mars rules the house of good fortune. It's placed in the third house of success, and this connects. Now the ruler of that house is Venus, and Venus is in old age. So Mars can't be any stronger than Venus, so it's a little bit weak as well. But it brings good fortune through passion in his performances. And then we have weak dispositor, also Mercury, sitting also in that house. And Mercury is ruling the second house of wealth and fame and the continuation of or the stability in relationships. So he gets his wealth and fame through performing arts, which is the third house, singing. And he did have 2 divorces as well, since Mercury's also weak because it's landlord or dispositor's weak. Then we have weak placement of Jupiter. Jupiter is sitting in the 12th house. It's ruling the house of entertainment and creativity, the 5th house. So his creativity comes through entertainment. He did have some issues. Because it's sitting in the house of end of life, he did lose a child in a drowning or a jet ski accident. And then also Jupiter has to do with the law and his herpes lawsuits as well. Then we have Venus. Venus is in old age also. It is ruling the third house of success in its own sign. And so again, it gives him success through entertainment, and it's the indicator for wealth for a wife as well. And so there was that weakness of Venus can create some stress in his relationships as well. And then we have Saturn. Saturn is ruling the house of partnerships and marriage, and it is uh, placed in the first house. So this connects his life purpose with the indicators for Saturn, which is service or charity work. He has a charity foundation called the New Look that helps children. And uh, yeah. And then we have challenging Rahu and Ketu. They're at 3 degrees. They're always opposite each other, always balancing something. And in this case, Rahu's sitting in that second house, giving desire for wealth and fame. And Ketu's sitting in the eighth house, giving insights into the deeper meaning of life and his vulnerabilities, and expressing those vulnerabilities in his songs that make him very relatable and successful. Let's look at the timing of events. I think he signed his first record deal in 92 during a Mars period, Mars ruling the house of good fortune. And then we have in 94, he put out the album Usher, which did quite well. And it's during a Rahu period, Rahu again in that house of wealth and fame, putting him on the map. And then in 97, he got a award for album My Way during a Jupiter period. And Jupiter is, again, ruling the house of entertainment, creativity. And then in 99, he dislocated his shoulder during practice for a performance during a Venus period. So Venus is, again, a little bit weak, and it's ruling the house that has to do with shoulders. And he also had shoulder surgery a little bit later during the Venus period. Then we have the album Confessions in 2004 during a Sun period, Sun bringing more wealth and fame, ruling the chart. And then we have he had a son in 2007 during a Mars period, Mars bringing good fortune. Then his dad died. Now, he didn't have much to do with his dad most of his life, but his dad got quite ill and couldn't afford to pay for the hospital bills, so he did that. And the circular chart, I think on the left, has to do with the date that his dad died. So the outer circles where the planets were when he passed away, the inner circles where Usher's planets were when he was born, just like the square chart on the right there. So if you look at that chart, you can see that natal Rahu is afflicting transit Sun. Sun is the indicator for father. And Rahu is bringing life changes in the house of health. Then we have in 2009, his relationship split up during a Rahu period. Again, Rahu sitting in the house of the stability of marriage and causing unexpected events or life-changing events. In 2012, his stepson died in that jet ski accident. As I said, he also got involved in these herpes lawsuits. And at that time, Ketu was afflicting Jupiter. So Jupiter is an indicator for children, and Ketu can be the end of those things or cause stress in that area. Jupiter's also has to do with law and justice and legal issues. In 2015, he got married during a Venus period. Again, Venus is the indicator for wife. In 2018, they split up again during a Rahu period. Rahu's sitting in that house of stability in the marriage. And then 2024, he was halftime show during the Super Bowl, again, during a Venus period, bringing great success. So what could be done to strengthen the chart? He's already doing quite well. And the reason he's doing well is he's very talented, but he's also doing a lot of charity work, which transforms the energy of Rahu, Ketu, and Moon. The rest of the planets could be further strengthened with my favorite remedy, a Kavash, which is a silver locket containing the Devata yantras for his benefic planets. If you'd like to get a Kavash, learn Vedic astrology, or get a reading, go to www.vastucreations.com. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for listening.